Hi, welcome back to the Lam Rim. And as you can see, we're starting with the peach tree. And that's the real peach tree outside of my house. We planted it this year. And somehow it grew very well during the virus time. And we were talking about a famous metaphor that was written about by Chandakirti. And he said, love is like the seed for the peach tree. Love is like the water and the fertilizer for the peach tree. And love is like eating the peach. Okay? Tokta par, Tim. Tokta par. In the beginning, in the end, and in between. Okay? As a seed, as a fruit, and as a tree. Okay? And love is important at all three times. And then Tsongkhapa was careful to say, look, we're using three different images of the tree, of the growth of the tree, but don't forget we're talking about one love. The love is the same. The examples are three. The seed of the tree, the growing of the tree, and then the fruit of the tree. But really, we're just talking about one love, one single love. And that's why Chandakirti repeats the word love and only love, because he wants us to know that love is the example in all three metaphors, okay? All right, so we're going to go back to the text of the Lam Rim. She Sumbashin, Tomar Techen du Ngepa Chepadam, Chandu du Semke Pitsawa Girpen, Be Sabantar Kel Chewa. Sabantar means, compassion, Nyingje, Karuna, is like the seed. Why? He says here because at the beginning, it marks you as a bodhisattva, okay? It marks you. It's what marks you in the beginning as a bodhisattva. It's like you have a sign on your head or something. And if you have this kind of compassion. And I think it's nice to, when you talk about compassion in the 7-step cause and effect bodhicitta training, I think it's good if you talk about compassion, you think about pain, shared pain, okay? I think compassion means that you empathize with other people. Compassion always implies that you've had some pain yourself, and then when you see other people having it, you feel compassion. So I think compassion is sort of an experience of sharing pain in this world. This world is painful for everybody. The biggest people to the smallest people have the same pain. And it's a shared experience. It's something that brings us all together. It should bring us together. I think, we get into pain and we get grumpy and then we fight with each other. But really, we're all experiencing the same pain. We're all falling down in the same airplane. And I think pain should bring us together. We should think, I'm having pain today in my foot, and everyone else around me is having some kind of pain. And it should make us softer to each other, I think. So he says at the beginning, this kind of compassion, it marks you as a bodhisattva. And it's ultimately this kind of empathy where you think, I'm having the same pain as you're having, is what's going to take us to the vision of a bodhisattva. Eventually, that kind of thinking that everybody around me has some kind of pain going on, that kind of thinking is what's going to make you a bodhisattva, okay? So it's not very hard, right? It's not very difficult to acknowledge that everyone around us is having the same kind of problems that we're having today with my foot or somebody else. And it's not a big logical leap to understand that everyone has something going on. And then that's a very powerful seed, says Chandakirti. That's a powerful seed for bodhicitta, okay? Pardo, in the next paragraph, Gyalsa ki chupa mishumbe kocha, chindu kebe chile tar kelchewa. So that's at the beginning, and now in the interim, during our work on the spiritual path, this compassion is like water or he says here le, which means fertilizer, like water or fertilizer on the tree. Why? Because if you have that kind of shared suffering feeling, we're all in this together. If you have this kind of attitude that we're all in this pain together, okay? That's a kind of kocha. What's kocha? You guys remember? Varman? Armor. Knight's armor, the steel coat that you put on, okay? So after you get on the spiritual path, this awareness that we are all having problems, we are all suffering pretty equally, it's like an armor. And armor means for your tsundru, okay? Tsundru means when you do your Buddhist practice, you do it in a good mood, okay? You're not like a grumpy bodhisattva, okay? You're like, yeah, we're all having trouble. And, okay, what the heck, let's do something good with our life, let's do something beautiful together, So it's a kind of tsundru, that compassion or that empathy with other people where we're all aware that we all have problems. It's hard to say whose problems are worse, we all have problems. And keeping that in mind is like armor or a shield that protects your joy. It protects your joy with your practice. Then you don't get too serious. You don't get grumpy. You're like, okay, I can do this, And it protects you from breakdowns, practice breakdowns. And by the way, if you never had a practice breakdown, it's because you're not practicing. Okay? So, Grandpa has a practice breakdown every 2 days. So if you don't have practice breakdown, I think you're not a human being or something, So we all mess up, okay? We all have practice breakdown. But if you remember that we're all suffering pretty much the same, then your practice breakdowns will be shorter and you'll come back to your practice quicker. But by the way, if you have a breakdown in your practice, you get depressed, you do something terrible that you thought you wouldn't do again, then, okay, just get back up and think everyone's messed up. We're all messed up equally. Come on, let's get back on the horse. Let's keep going, okay? All right, so that's beginning and interim. Tamar means, in the next paragraph, Tamar Sangye Top Ne Kyang. It's very interesting that even after you achieve enlightenment, okay, you reach Buddhahood. So yeah, you shouldn't need the steps to get bodhicitta anymore, right? Like if you reached Buddhahood, maybe you outgrew 6 of the 7 steps, right? It makes sense, right? I already reached the bodhisattva, so I don't need the first 6 steps anymore. And Chandrakirti said, no. Don't think like that, Buddhas enjoy peach fruits. Buddhists enjoy their enlightenment. Buddhists enjoy the feeling of shared empathy also. They don't give it up after they become a Buddha. When you become a full bodhisattva, when you finally reach bodhicitta, which is that vision of a bodhisattva, when you finally reach that, it's not like you outgrow compassion. Compassion then becomes some kind of delicious fruit that you can keep eating forever, okay, for billions of life, forever. So it's not like you outgrow it. You need it as a seed for your bodhisattva practice. You need it to protect your joy while you're a bodhisattva. And then you're going to sit and chew on it after you become a Buddha and just enjoy the feeling of shared empathy, okay? All right. We're going to go on to the next topic here. Chanchu Gisem Shutrak Lekyang Di Jason Dro. This feeling of shared suffering is going to determine the trak le, okay? In the middle of the next line, trak le. That feeling of shared suffering is what's going to decide the trak le of your bodhicitta. Trak le means if you're playing guitar and you stretch the string very tight, that's called trak. and then you loosen the string. It's called le. Okay, so trak le means how tight is the string on your guitar. Okay, it's called trak le. And what does it mean with bodhicitta? Whether your vision of the future of jumping across planets is strong or kind of floppy, is determined by your compassion. So the compassion is the hand which is tightening the string. And if your shared feeling of suffering is strong, then your bodhicitta is tight and makes a beautiful sound. And if your compassion is lazy and you don't think about how we're all suffering together, then it's gonna be, your bodhicitta will also be kind of sloppy and loose, boing, boing. Okay, all right. And Changsem Namkyang Salam Dutsu Nyurbul. So Nyurbul is a parallel to Trak le. Trak le means how tight is the string. Nyurbul means how fast is the progress. How fast does the car go? Here we have a picture of a car. Okay, I don't know, when I was a teenager, this was heaven to get a car, I met Veronica, the day I met Veronica, I was under a race car fixing it. I saw her feet first. And so for Arizona boy, a fast car is like heaven, And how fast is your bodhicitta? How fast are you going to travel the path, salam? How fast are you going to go through the 5 paths? How fast are you going to go through the 10 bodhisattva levels? It all depends on how strong is your feeling that we're all going down in the same airplane, okay? We're all in the same boat, okay? So he has three pairs of words here. He has trak le, nyurbul, che chung, okay? Trak le, nyurbul, che chung. The tightness of your compassion determines your bodhicitta. The speed that you're going to go, nyurbul, fast or slow, is determined by your compassion. And shuk che chung means big or small power. Vega, right? Shuk, to your shared feeling of pain, sharing pain with others, okay? All right, that's what makes your car go faster. All right, next paragraph. Chanju semba ngala shugne nyerlam tsulshing. Then he says a very interesting thing. He's like, look, everybody knows that if you really want to help people, you should practice the Diamond Way, the secret teachings, okay? If you really want to help people, then you should practice the Diamond Way or the secret teachings. Why? Well, because it's faster. You can reach enlightenment in one lifetime instead of a few billion lifetimes, okay? If you practice Diamond Way, okay? Then he challenges us, very interesting. Pabonka says, hey, you want to take a guess why it's faster? You want to guess why it's faster? And then you're supposed to say, I know from what you just said. Yeah, Tantra must be faster because you have more compassion, okay? Maybe that's why secret teachings work faster. Maybe if you dial up your compassion to much higher level, then you can enter Diamond. That's what makes Diamond Way faster, okay? Jopeshin du Nuwa Yang Ninje Top, okay? Ninje Top, it's the power of compassion that makes Tantra faster, okay? You dial up your feeling that we are suffering together, and then you did enter the Diamond Way, okay? Pu me dong du hlungna de pa me nyo de dun. We're having fun in Sedona because people keep having babies. Luckily, it's not me. But, Nick and Aaron had a baby. Adam and Katie had a baby. Then Nora and Seiji had a baby. And if you met Maitri, I don't know, probably you've seen his pictures. But if you didn't see his pictures, you got him, Tim? Well, I'll send you one. There's a new one. Okay, that's how you can tell I'm a real grandpa. Because I actually look at all the pictures they send me. You want the serious one or the sleepy one?
Whichever one's the cutest and the people that go,
cute. You are cute. Oh, I'm going to send you cute. Okay. Okay, Tim's going to display it. Okay. Let's see here. Where is Tim? Okay, by the way, I'm not just wasting time. This is the purpose. Okay, I sent it to your phone, I think. All right. If you have a new baby, like Nora and Seiji have a new baby, and if that baby fell into a barbecue, okay, if that cute little baby fell into a barbecue, okay, then if we're all standing there, me, Tim, Christina, and we're watching the baby fall into the barbecue, then there's Maitri from a few days ago, okay? If the baby fell into a barbecue, who's gonna move first? Yeah, Nora and Seiji, they're gonna move a millisecond before the rest of us, Not because we're not compassionate. We're nice people, but we don't love the baby like they do, They're gonna move instantaneously. They're gonna move. And then we're gonna go, oh, let's do something, and we're gonna be behind the parents, They're gonna jump right away. So that's called here, Pame Nyordudun. The mom and dad will act quickly. Nyedelki, grandpa, uncle, aunt, here's the picture. You can see the picture here. Uncle and aunt, okay? They're gonna move slower, okay? Grandpa Mike, I think the parents are sitting at the end of the table and the uncle and aunt are on the left side. And if that girl on the right, if suddenly she drops her knife and stabs herself, the parents are gonna move first. And then later, the uncle and aunt will do something, a second later, but the parents will move first, okay? Nyedel ki dema ta dun minupa. So Nyedel means relatives, uncle, aunt, cousin, friend, grandpa, are not gonna move as fast, okay? It's the mother and father who move fast. Double nyingje shukdak shengi chuayin. How fast you move is shukdak, okay? Sorry, takshen. Tak means powerful, and it's used for fierce deities. Okay, Takpa. And then Shemba means watered down, weak. Shemba means weak. Okay, so whether your compassion is like a tiger, or whether your compassion is like, I don't know, some sleepy guy, that's going to decide how fast you can go, okay? How fast you move, okay? Nyingje di gompana toma shembe so shembe luk tabu la migne. If you have a problem that you have weakling compassion, if your compassion is wimpy, your compassion's not strong, your compassion's like some lazy guy, If you have that problem, that's called Shemba. If your compassion is a little bit Shemba, Pabonka says, I have a suggestion for you, okay? I have a cure for wimpy, what's another word for wimpy? I don't know. Half-ass compassion. If you have half-ass compassion, then I have a suggestion for you. I have something you can do, okay? What? Meditate on you got a picture for me, Stage? I'm sorry. I keep calling Pachi Stage. I don't know why. It's because you both end in E. That's the thing. Yeah, this is a real photo, okay? I found it on the internet. This sheep when they mark it with the paint, it means kill this sheep today. Kill this one today. And the paint says, the paint on the back of the sheep means kill this one today. And all these baby sheep are going to become veal. What do you call that in Austria? Some kind of special dish there.
Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel?
I guess it's Wiener Schnitzel. I don't know. Anyway, they have to kill a baby sheep to get it, to make it. And I like this picture is amazing because they put all the mothers on one side, they put all the baby sheep on the other side, and they're gonna kill the baby sheep. And this baby sheep's trying to get over the fence back to his mom. So he senses that he's gonna be killed in the next few minutes. And he's struggling to get back over the fence to his mom. Probably his mom's trying to help him get back. And so he says, Pabonka says, if you have trouble feeling compassion, if you're kind of cold-hearted, or maybe you're just too busy to feel compassion, then he says, close your eyes, imagine a sheep, imagine that sheep, real sheep. I'm sure it was killed in the next few minutes, by the way. And someone's got a big knife, and they're holding the sheep down on the ground, upside down, okay? Here it means namsa gonjuk, means, what do you call it in Chinese? Tian, how do you say earth and sky? Wang Tian? Earth and sky are reversed for him. It means he's on his back, and the sky is the ground, and the ground is the sky for him. It's on his back. The world has topsy-turvy. The world is reversed for him. Jugdoktar, Gen killed the gel. He's flopped down, face up on his back. Okay. Yenlagni Tagaching. And then they tie his arms down. They tie the sheep's arms down. Okay. Shegyak yang mituk. No hope of escape. Sola papa ningunsum de she. The sheep is not stupid. The sheep knows munsum du. Okay, as opposed to jepak. He knows directly. It's not logic, okay? He's not using logic. Maybe I'm gonna get killed. He knows. He's not stupid. Munsum means he has a direct insight into the next 5 minutes. He knows he's gonna die. Ni mitar. He cannot run away. He knows he has no hope of escape. Gundang kyab mempar. And he knows Superman's not going to show up in the next 2 minutes. He knows there's no sheep Superman gonna show up and let him go. He knows that. Mikchime tsarer. He starts to cry. Animals start to cry. When they're about to die, they know. And tears come in their eyes, okay? And Shembe dondu, rig rig teta. Shemba means the butcher, the guy with the knife. And they're looking up in the butcher's face, the human's face. Rig rig. Rig rig means they know what's going on. They know what's happening. Dashin, jigta. They are terrified. They're totally terrified for their life, okay? And then in this state of total terror, they are killed. Okay, they lose their life. Their life is given in a state of total terror about what's happening. They know what's happening, and the terror doesn't stop it. Then the knife comes down and they die. Okay. Suluk nyamba naso shiki chiluk. And there's lots of ways to kill animals. If that one's doesn't work for you, you can do the one about cattle. Get a hook put in their leg. Then they're upside down. They're like this. And then the guy, and they say I have a friend in Argentina, and her husband is a butcher in a slaughterhouse. And he said they all have mental problems. All of the guys with the knife. they start to develop serious mental problems because all day long they have to kill the animals, covered with blood. Okay. Rangre, so if you have trouble feeling empathy, then just think about the baby sheep in that picture. Okay, all right. Lamb, right? Rangre deta sapatona. And then you and me, we are so hard-hearted that when we see a movie or, there are movies made by vegetarian groups, right? And you can see these movies. And then we think, look, the Chang Sam, Eshe. And it's, I don't think they really feel anything, they're just animals. And I hear this argument a lot. You probably heard this argument a lot, I don't have to be vegetarian. Why? We can kill animals. Some people say the Bible says that. I think it's BS. Animals belong to man. Man can kill animals. Animals don't feel anything. Well then, why do Americans spend $3 billion a year to make their pets happy if pets can't feel anything? The same people who say you can kill an animal, they don't feel anything, spend $3 billion a year making their pets happy. This is a contradiction there. There's some kind of contradiction there. Of course they understand. That's why you pet a dog, because it makes them happy. Duh. My ballet teacher used to say, duh, duh, duh. Okay, sam eshe na nyam nyam means, okay, I know some of you guys are thinking that animals don't really know what's going on and they just die without feeling anything. But I'll tell you a story, he says. I'll tell you a story. I'll prove to you that you are wrong. Don't tell me that they don't know what's going on. Mun Shemba Shiki, there was a time recently in the past, and there was a butcher killing some sheep. Look, Mambo Sukap. He had a big group of sheep, and he was killing them one by one. Ngama ga se sini, a few had gone before. A few were already dead. Se sine, sin means past tense, right, Tim? He had killed a couple already. Jig Sugyo Tape, when he was about to, when he was grabbing another to kill the next one, par there, during the time when he's distracted and trying to grab the next sheep to kill him, he set his knife down on the ground, okay? And par there, Shembe Chide Luk Chiki Nidam Na Yupa, and there was another sheep next to the knife. And Luk De Chide Lakpe Sakapte. Then the other sheep was trying to push dirt over the knife to hide the knife, so the butcher wouldn't find it, So the second sheep was like, I guess he was super smart, and he was trying to cover the knife with dirt, Kapte, bawa means try to hide it, okay? Bawe tsulki. Chepe rup, this rup means, this is the rup in Kirab, which is Jataka, which means tales of birth. So this rup means tale or story, okay? Raptar, Jiktatan Dunya, Sakawaya. Sakawa means unbearable. These animals don't think they don't have feelings. Of course they have feelings. That's why you pet a dog. That's why you pet a cat. They have feelings. And so you can decide to eat meat. You can decide to kill these animals. And you are just as much the killer if you eat meat than if you stab them. It's the same thing. When you eat meat, you are stabbing this sheep. You're not different from the butcher. You are the same. In fact, you are worse because you are paying the butcher. So you're making double karma. Okay, so you can say, I'm going to eat meat anyway, Geshe-la, but don't tell me they can't feel it. That's just bullshit. Of course they can feel it, and nobody wants to die. That's why birds run away when you come outside. They don't want to die. It's not that they don't like you. They're afraid of you. Okay. Birds are smart. They learned 1,000,000 years ago to run away from humans. I have one bird in 1,000 in my house. He will sit and wait for me to bring the food. But, I'm afraid he might not live very long. Okay. Deda chidala tupa deshindu tata sisar malepa. Now, Pabonka Rinpoche takes it in a very interesting direction. He says, okay, chidala tupa, we can talk about the desperate last minutes of animals and people who are dying. We can talk about the last few minutes after you get hit by a car. We can talk about the last few minutes in the hospital with the cancer, We can talk about the last few minutes. You got the feeling, right? But now I want you to consider Rila Tsakar Dim Beluk. Now I want you to consider a nice, healthy, young sheep in his or her prime, chewing grass contentedly on top of the mountain. Okay, let's not talk about a sheep who's in the hand of the butcher. Let's talk about those beautiful months and years that those sheep spent grazing in these bucolic pastures with nice green grass and happily eating the grass. Come on, what's the difference? In the hand of the butcher, or chewing your green grass on the way to the hand of the butcher, what's the difference? Pabonka's like, what's the difference? If you're going to have compassion for a sheep while the knife is going into his neck, can't you have compassion for the sheep on the mountain chewing the nice green grass when he's young and healthy? Don't you see it's no different? Okay, Ket Samle, Ngachi Ket Samle. It's just a difference in timing. The situation is the same. Okay? Their situation is the same. The timing is different. One is chewing, one is dying. But they're both dying, aren't they? And isn't it true of everybody? Everybody around you is dying. Okay? So try to feel some compassion, meaning try to feel some group suffering joy. We're all together in this, and some of us are chewing grass, and some of us are in the hospital this morning. But aren't we all in the same place, really? Okay. Then you will come to a point where you see that the people chewing the grass, here's people chewing the grass at the Black Hole Cafe. Okay. Yeah, come on, you got my Black Hole. This is my Black Hole Cafe. Okay, why is it called Black Hole Cafe? I bought this cafe. When money comes near the cafe, it disappears. Like a black hole, The expenses are unbelievable. And actually, the guy who owned it before was a famous astronomer. And you can see some black holes in the pictures. Those are his pictures of black holes. And I thought maybe we should keep those pictures in the cafe because the money seems to go into a black hole in that cafe. Why am I showing this picture? Who's going to make $100 this morning? We got like 7 or 8 veteran Dharma students here. Why am I showing the Peachtree Cafe?
Everything can end up in the black hole.
Yeah, okay. Okay, $50 for Gail, say $50 for Tim.
They're sitting here eating, which isn't the sheep.
Yeah, those guys having the signature cinnamon rolls in the Peachtree Cafe. By the way, if you ever come to America, you have to go there and eat a cinnamon roll. Those guys sitting there quietly enjoying, Grandpa's breakfast. They're the same as the people in the hospital this morning dying of cancer. They're the same. The people right now whose head is going through the windshield in their car, right now, somewhere, right? Their head is smashing through the windshield of their car. 2 minutes ago, they were texting with their husband about breakfast, and now they are dying. In this moment, they are dying, okay? Those people who are dying in a car accident right now, and the people sitting in Grandpa's cafe having a wonderful breakfast, they're the same. It's all the same. Try to understand it. They're in the same airplane, falling down. Okay. Kit samle dedan kipper met means shik ong means you will come to there will be a day when you will understand that the person sitting in the cafe having a high quality, well-priced breakfast and the person dying in a car accident right at this moment somewhere, they're the same. They're not different. So try to have some love for people. Come on. We're all having a car accident this morning. All right. Derak serab ngame ranki mache so samne. And that person who's sitting in the cafe dying has been your mom. Don't forget what we're talking about. They were your mom. They took care of you. Ningje gom. Then finally you can ningje gom. Finally, that's a compassion meditation. Okay, look at the people. Go to a nice cafe. We're going to take everybody to a cafe this morning because it's our last filming day. You guys go to a cafe on your own, okay, Rob? But we're going to sit with a bunch of dying people and have a cinnamon roll together or coffee. And so Ningje Gom, you don't need to sit on a meditation cushion to meditate on compassion. You can go out to a cafe and look at the people, including yourself. De la Nyongwa Kepana, and this is a beautiful word. Nyongwa Kepana means if you get good at this, okay? If you get good at this, if you get good at doing this in a cafe, I'll give you a clue how to make it more intense. Okay, I'll give you a clue how to make it more intense. We spent 10 years going through the two lower sections of the Lam Rim. You and me spent 10 years going through the steps for people of lesser motivation and steps of people for medium motivation. We spent 10 years on that. And we struggled through all the hell realms, the animal realms, the preta realms, the suffering of the humans. Come on, we did it for years, okay? Rantendu Gombe. Rangtengdu, but those contemplations in the lower parts of the Lam Rim were focused on me. I've been into hell. I was an animal. I was a hungry ghost. They're all focused on me. Now take that as a foundation. Take that as a foundation and expand it to other people. That's all. So he's calling on your 10 years of Lam Rim. He says, look, don't waste the 10 years you just spent to get here. Don't forget the steps for people of lower motivation are like the first bricks of a wall, and they support the later bricks of the wall. Okay, so use the meditations you did for 10 years and now expand them to everybody in the cafe. Samte semchen shen nam kyan deta dunyan nyong dan nyong shimbanam gomne. You can meditate about how much suffering people have had and how much suffering people are having right now in hospitals, in car accidents, all over the world. Okay. All right, new paragraph. Ama teda ga shigni nyawar chak sek to sek. Right now, forget the car accident. Some of your mothers are in the hell realms in a country made of iron, and it's red hot. They are living in a whole continent made of iron, and it's red hot. And no matter where they run, they are burned. The whole continent is red hot iron, like a frying pan. And your moms right now are running across that steel hopelessly. There's no hope for them. They can't go anywhere. They just have to keep running. Okay. Cho-chur-tsu. Some of them are being dipped in molten steel as we speak. Okay, some of the people who have been your mom are being dipped in molten steel right now. Okay, Shik Yidasukene, some of them are spirits in this world. They are running here and there to get a piece of spit or a piece of shit, They are hungry ghosts. They are trying to eat something, anything. Okay, they don't have the karma to see anything except a little bit of pee or something like that. Okay, dungwa, sokne, samne, ninjake. So try to expand your feeling that we're all in the same airplane falling down. Try to expand that feeling to all the beings in other realms. Okay, and I have a picture here. I was trying to find a picture of a frying pan. I couldn't very well. I have a picture. It's kind of like a barbecue, okay? If you have to think about the hell realms. And you say, Geshe-la, but that's just a chicken leg. No, but all the parts of the hell beings, they look the same, you know? Probably if you went there, you would think somebody was cooking chicken, but those are people, okay? And that's how it feels there. Okay, let's go a little bit more. If you can manage to feel some kind of shared sense of suffering with those beings running across the hot metal in the hell realms, and then you can close your eyes and think of Rila Yupe Luk, the sheep standing on the mountain eating some grass happily, and Sir Shimbe Luk, the sheep with the knife halfway through his throat. There's just a difference of timing. There's not a difference of reality. They are both dying. They both have the knife in their throat, okay? Tata miyu na dikpa chepa. Then he goes to a very interesting example. And you got that picture for me, Pachi? Where is that picture? The website I use for my pictures is business. It's a business website. I use it for TCI. I pay a lot of money every month. And, you can find 10,000 pictures of successful young people because that's the dream. That's the American dream. That's the world dream. This amazing, smart, young people, they're about to have their first baby. They're negotiating their first house right now. He drove to the real estate agent in his new Tesla. And, you look at those people and you say, God, at least someone's doing okay. At least someone's having a good life. They're in love. That guy looks like he's got big muscles. She's cute. He's got hair on his head. They're buying a new house. At least somebody's having a good life. Maybe my life is kind of difficult and dull. But, thank God there's some smart, healthy, rich young people. It makes me happy to see, okay? Yeah. And he says again, Dikpa chepa pokendo. Dikpa chepa pokendo. Means they look okay, they look fine, but they are suffering the second kind of suffering. They are suffering the second kind of suffering. Dungel dan dungel ki gyu, dungel dan dungel ki gyu, $400. Suddenly Tim woke up. Dungel, his eyes like, huh?
Suffering is suffering.
Nah, dungel dan dungel ki gyu. Come on. Yeah, cancel that, Ben. This is the second kind of invisible suffering where people are collecting the causes for later suffering. Okay, Pokyendok means they look successful, young, bright, happy, and they got there by ignoring poor people in Africa, by buying stocks in the petroleum companies that poison the earth. They drove in Arizona, they drove to the real estate agent in a truck that would hold 40 people, and because they want a new truck, and they're just burning the world's oil, and they're killing the world by having this big truck for one person. And they are sheep on the mountain because they are swimming in the cause of suffering. Okay, they are swimming in the cause of suffering. Are those two young people suffering? Yeah, why? They are swimming in the causes of suffering, All of this consumption, that they're collecting is hurting people. Okay, most of the consumption that they are enjoying, because they are young and smart and they can make more money for a while, it's hurting other people. Okay, so kendo couple means, yeah, they look fine, but definitely they are collecting causes, which will take them to the lower realms. They are ignoring this planet. They are ignoring the poor people on this planet. They are ignoring the elderly, the sick, and they are having fun. And then they are collecting causes. They are the sheep on the mountain. Okay. They are no different if they are collecting causes to be a hungry ghost. They're no different from a hungry ghost, really. They're the same. Try to understand it the same. Basically, we are all messing up all the time. Not just rich young yuppies, okay? We're all messing up all the time. We're all using cars that we don't really need. And yeah, we're hurting. We are swimming in the causes of future suffering. Okay? All right. Of course, you should have compassion if your mother in this life was engaging in the causes of future suffering. Okay, if she was having fun but causing future pain for herself, like overeating is a perfect example. It's dunya ki gyu, but it's not dunya. Okay, it's the cause for future suffering, diabetes, heart problems, but it's not suffering yet. Okay, Longchipala Nyingje Gom, try to have compassion. Also, for people who look like they're doing okay, but they're really just collecting the causes for future suffering. Then try to expand it from your mom to your other relatives. And there's a word here called sotsi. Sotsi means all the effort and the subtle bad deeds you do to have a better life. In America, they call better life. You have a bigger house, you have a nicer car, you have nicer clothes. The effort to get a bigger house, bigger car, nicer clothes, oftentimes, not always, can involve cheating other people, hurting other people, ignoring other people. And so you're just collecting bad deeds, okay? Sunshin. So sotsi means, in America, they call it the good life or better life or something like that. There's the other word. The good life. The good life. Okay. All right. And we have, there's a picture here. You got one? I think it's a businesswoman and a businessman. Yeah. And next picture. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I feel like this guy is cheating the lady, okay? And she knows it, okay? I mean, normally, if you've been in business for a while, you can smell it when someone's trying to cheat you. And he's like, just sign, and she's like, I don't think so, And she's thinking about, she's having compassion for him because he's a nice guy and he's trying to make more money and he's telling some small lies. Okay, that's all. She's seeing his future. Wow, this is a long class. Okay, one more. Tata toriki nekap naang dunya sum ki narshindu. Look, even if you're in the higher realms and you made it to the human realm, you still have the three kinds of suffering, right? Suffering is suffering, backaches, suffering of change, a nice breakfast at a cafe, brunch, and suffering of general old age and death, okay, which is going on all the time with as the background of the other two sufferings, okay. Sumkin na shindu dadun dele cheche wengendu dunyan yongyo ki gyula tsumbadang. People like that young couple, they also are experiencing the three sufferings all the time. On top of that, they are engaging in I would say wasteful behavior, hurting the environment, and collecting the causes to suffer more in the future. Okay, so they're having a good life. It's still marred by the three sufferings, and they're collecting causes for a really bad middle age. Okay, which we know, we've seen it, right? Okay, all right. Terma se semchen tam chekan dunya dan dunya ki gila cheche pa yimbe. And all other living beings are the same. They have three sufferings going on all the time at all ages of life. And then everybody around us, including us, we are creating seeds which will cause us more trouble in the future. Yimbe, ama dinchen dida dunya dan dunya ki gyudan delna chimarung. And here comes the formula for the immeasurables, okay? And this one is immeasurable compassion, right? Dunya dan dunya ki gyudan delna chimarung. How nice it would be if even this bright young couple didn't have the three kinds of suffering going on all the time, and they weren't hurting the world and collecting causes for future suffering. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay? Chimaru, wouldn't that be nice? Deta Gyorchik, he's missing one here. Deta Gyorchik means they should be free from those sufferings. Deta Daki Jalo, what's that mean? Daki Jalo. I'll do it. Okay, I'll make sure they get out of this trouble. Okay, and that's Nyingje Chimbo. That's Mahakaruna. That's great compassion. Okay, we're gonna go on next class to Laksam, which means what? Laksam. Personal responsibility. Okay, and we finished compassion. Yay! You graduated from compassion. See you next class. Yay!